Okay, assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. So for today I'm going to present my multi-genre research paper for the course of teaching in writing skills. So first of all, I introduce you my name. So my name is Mardiana Nisha Mintisaini. I am a second year student, TESOL student at University Malaysia Sabah. So for today, I'm going to present my multi-genre research paper for our teaching demo. So for multi-genre research paper, I choose the title that I use in my paper is orthorexia. Okay. So when I talk about orthorexia, do you know what is orthorexia is? I bet you guys don't know. I bet the audience 100% don't know what is orthorexia. Okay, you see, this orthorexia nervosa terms is uncommon terms. It is rarely used in society, even though in everyday communications we don't didn't use to say this word. Okay, so that's why I choose this title to make the reader knows what is actually orthorexia nervosa is. Okay, so I'm doing this research paper and I dedicated it to the teenagers, to our society. Okay, but first of all, what I want to say is orthorexia is actually not a title that I want to use in my multi-genre research paper. Exactly, I want to find something that related to myself, as for example, I am skinny and I want to find something what terms of people ate a lot but still got skinny. I want that term. But when I read this orthorexia, I just feel like, oh, this orthorexia is really interesting, because when I see overall into it, when I read about orthorexia, at a sudden I look at my surrounding, I look at my friends, I look at anyone, and I think this orthorexia happens exactly. It happened actually. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I'm using my television to portray my slides about multi-genre, but unfortunately it seems like it cannot be seen, but it's okay, I will try. Okay, so let's begin with what is orthorexia it's actually about. So this orthorexia is actually an eating disorder categorized by having an unsafe obsession with a healthy food. The obsession with healthy dieting and consuming only pure foods or clean eating becomes deeply rooted in the individual's way of thinking to the point that interferes with their daily life. So, according to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, although this orthorexia is not included as a mental issues, but it is still recognized by many mental health professionals and eating disorder experts, and can have a harmful impact on the body, mind, and spirit. So basically, to simplify that, this orthorexia nervosa is actually an obsession through a healthy food. It's mean like if I am eating, I have my meals, I tend to look at the ingredients. Even it is served as a healthy meal, but I still feel insecure with it. Okay, we move on to the next slide. Signs and symptoms. This is signs and symptoms. Okay, so how to find if you yourself having these symptoms. Okay, so the first thing is the first symptoms is a large portion of particular foods were being avoided, especially um, a healthy foods. Not all healthy, but healthy food. Some of it lah. Some of it. Okay. It's mean like we eliminate an entire group. We eliminate entire food group, or entire group of food. For example, fats. Even though fats is not good actually for your body, but you need fats for your body maintaining. Yeah, we really need that. And also for carbohydrates, some teenagers thought that when you eat carbohydrate a lot, it will make you weight gaining. Yeah, so they tend to eliminate a group, the entire group of food of carbohydrate itself, because of the negative thinking through the healthy food. Carbohydrate is a healthy food. It is considered as a healthy food. Okay. Okay. Next, the uh, the next symptom of being an orthorexia is spending excessive time in grocery stores and online reviewing food labels and ingredients. So, an orthorexic, when they want to buy meals, they want to buy something, they want to buy foods from the online stores, from the food stores, markets. The first thing that they do, they will, okay, for example, this is a food, they will tend to look to the ingredients. They will read and read. They took times to read the ingredients. They will be careful for what inside in the food, for the ingredients. If they found something that they didn't like, what they, it's mean like, for example, as I said before, they thought that carbohydrate makes them gaining weight. So when they saw a large portion of carbohydrates in this food, they will, they will 100% rejected the food. Yeah. And the last symptoms is merely choose the most healthy portion of food. Now, I think they just only, okay. So for example, this food, when they see that this food, oh, there's entire portions of carbohydrate, there's entire portions of fats, I don't want it. So they put this and they started to take only vegetables and fruits. They only choose the most healthy portions of food with no negative impacts. Okay. So even though this is categorized as an eating disorder, but fortunately there are treatment into it. Okay, so the psychotherapy approaches offered in eating disorder treatment can allow an individual to acknowledge the underlying feelings and triggers associated with their orthorexia nervosa and find strategies to develop healthy coping mechanisms and ways to live without striving for perfection. Orthorexia nervosa is known to lead to anorexia nervosa, which has the highest mortality rate out of all mental health disorders. So the treatment for orthorexia nervosa alone or in combinations with anorexia nervosa does differ, as individuals with anorexia nervosa are focused on weight restorations in treatment. So to simplify that, this orthorexia nervosa is actually have its own cure. So what is the medicines or the cure to this disorder? As for me, all of it begins with yourself. Okay, your mentality. It is you whom being you. You cannot like negotiate your mind, your mental with some negative vibes. Okay, so to conclude that, orthorexia nervosa can be treated only by psychology therapy approaches only. Okay, so I have mentioned before that orthorexia nervosa is also the same like anorexia nervosa. If I said anorexia, I think the audience also known because anorexia is a common terms in our society. Anorexia is they tend to eliminate portions of food. They take only a small portion in their meal. Meanwhile, orthorexia is also same like the orthorexia, but the worst thing is orthorexia they have an obsession through a healthy food, which means within orthorexia and anorexia, orthorexia is more like dangerous thing to society actually. Okay, so that is an overall view about um, my my title. So we move on to the genres that I pick for my multi-genre research paper. Okay, for the first one, um, not all one, but for the first that I included in my slides is we cannot see. Okay, this is an article about orthorexia, how orthorexia influence people, even though I said orthorexia is usually uncommon things I said, but how it affects people nowadays. But for me it is not uncommon anymore because most of people tend to have this orthorexia nervosa. So from this article, uh, the article is about the effect of social media cause orthorexia that leads to suffer. Okay, so I write this type of genre to give informations about orthorexia, how orthorexia happen. Okay, it is just it is just not like the society that pushes them to be an orthorexic, but also the effect of social media um, increases this disorder, this eating disorder. Okay, so according to this article, a lot of research has been carried out, which several studies have suggested that some obsession or unhealthy eating disorder. Before we took at the impact how social media influence the society, just take a look at who is on the social media, the consumer, the people who use social media. So based on this article that I have searched and that I have write, okay, it's about 69%. Oh, this is from based on the United States adult use Facebook, and 73% of US adults use YouTube. 75 of 18 to 24 years old use Instagram, and 73 of 18 to 24 years old use Snapchat. Apart from it, around 74 of United States adults using Facebook daily, with 31% visiting several times a day. Roughly 77% of age of 18 and 24 use the app several times per day. These studies shows that the use of social media has been widened to every range. So, how? If people use social media, so how could they get these orthorexic symptoms? Huh. This article shows that when we tend to use social media, there are lots and lots of what we can see in it. So in the social media, there are some healthy tips, physical tips, and the consumers of social media tend to follow in every pages that suggest them, oh, if you want to be healthy, follow these tips. So that is the main reason why social media is the cause of orthorexia nervosa symptoms. We move on to the second genres. My second genres, I choose to write a song. Yes, to write songs about orthorexia. But the aim of these songs is just like stating that people um, people like they tend not to eat, not having meals, because of their obsessed through a healthy foods. Okay, so this I create these songs, these genres, based on inspired by If You're Happy and You Know It songs. So my title of this songs is Little Lady songs, which the first one, it follows the rhyme of If You're Happy and You Know It songs. So I will sing the second stanza for this song. Little lady really loves herself. Little lady really loves herself. She adore on how she looks. She avoided processed food. Cheese and chocolate and crispy crisps were out of list. So cheese, chocolate, and crispy crisps. Oh, it is surely not a healthy food, but cheese and chocolate is also important to maintain our body. But little lady really loves herself. She didn't want herself like not having an ideal type of body, so she refused to eat cheese and chocolate and crispy grapes, even though little lady was really craves on those food. So you see the impact of orthorexia. It is just the same like anorexia nervosa. Okay, so the last the last genres of the slides, I choose a poem. Oh, you cannot see the. I choose a poem about orthorexia. This poem is inspired by Broken Angel Wings. So this poem is all about an orthorexics suffer with themselves and battling their own feelings. Okay, when you say that, this orthorexia nervosa is just not like, oh, I have an orthorexia nervosa. Okay, next week it will be terminate from my body. No, this is a mental issues. This is an eating disorder that controls your mind, controls your heart, and controls every part of your body. Even though you want to be healthy, but when your mind's control your feelings too much, yes, it will lead to orthorexia nervosa. So this poem is telling us how people battling with themselves, how they fight with orthorexia nervosa. So okay, for example, um, I recite one quote of these poems. Okay, many may say anorexia is worse. The truth is, everyone is worse. Just like we were up several thoughts between anxiety and depressions, both of it still no compactions. Orthorexia is just not a healthy eating. Orthorexia is a field of battling. Inner demons controls your move, deciding whether you should go loose or surrender your knees down to earth. So we see that it is not a choice in having orthorexia. It is not a choice. It is a war, a battle between your mind and yourself. So all of these genres that I showed, that we can see that this orthorexia nervosa is really dangerous, harmful. Yeah, to conclude that if you love your body, you love yourselves, don't push too hard. Okay, just be yourselves, because God creates us with many types, with many special types, and all of us are not the same. And there must be a reason why we are like this, why we are like that, something like that. So I came to an end of my presentations. So this is a background about orthorexia, a hand that squishing a healthy food, because they not hate healthy food. They just like tend to feel scared with healthy foods. They thought that some portions of healthy foods might affect their body goals. Yeah, will change their appearance. Actually, it is not. So you are whom you are. You are beautiful in your own way. Okay, you didn't need to sacrifice yourself, to torture yourself, just to look beautiful, because everyone is beautiful in their own way. So that is my presentations for today. Thank you. But first of all, I will show my slides, because my slides is not like clear. Okay. 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 This is okay. This is the article. This one is the song, and this one is the poems. Okay. So that's all for me. Thank you.